Why do I do these things to myself? Oh, right, because I think it's funny. Right. Right, that would do it, wouldn't it? Forgot to turn vibration off. Not that I ever actually really felt it do anything with that information, but, you know. Just gonna make sure that that doesn't upset me later. And off we go. Look. Oh wait, yeah. I forgot to change any of that. That would be important. Stream elements, why are you telling people lies? I totally didn't forget to do all the important things of updating the information and all that. Nope. Didn't do it at all. Nope. Nope. It's not so early for me that I didn't remember to do anything. No. No. Oh, this was before I bought the things I bought last time. Okay. Well, I'm still going to buy them anyway. Give me these, and give me this. Find out what those do when we find them. I don't know if I want to know what you're doing with my coffee stirrers. Well, glad that happened. Anyways, you're just in time for me to have done what I normally do, which is manage to glitch myself through a wall and end up in the abyss, apparently. Huh. Not really sure what to do with this information. We're just kind of here now, I guess. Is there a kill box down here anywhere? Nope. Yeah, pretty much. I find it funny that I did a lot of things like that when I was testing this game out the other night. Nothing like that happened. I'm live for a whole 3 minutes, and I'm immediately through a wall into this gray abyss. The timing is amazing. But it's fine. At least it happened early. Back to my book. Yeah, I don't think it's been any faster yet, but I'm sure I'll find a way to manage to break something the moment I start. Records are made to be broken. Of course, now I'm curious as to whether I can throw myself through that same wall again. Because it was a corner just like this. Nope, doesn't seem like it is going to be repeatable. Okay, that's good. As long as it's not so bad that every corner like this Yeah. Okay, this corner's safe too. Okay. Oh, don't get me wrong. I've broken many things intentionally as well, but I have broken uncountable amount of things just by existing around them. As far as games go, I just play it and then weird happens. Let's go to the mana department. Yeah, we're trying to scale Death Incorporated to get rid of all the people who are ignoring the rules. Okay. I haven't played Path of Exile in a long time. Hopefully that grinding is going smoothly. That's kind of fair. The passive tree is a lot to take in. By the same token, even though it's a lot to read through, it also really doesn't do a whole lot that's actually particularly interesting till way late anyway. Unless they've made it more interesting since the early days. Oh, more max mana. Bit of a ways left to go then. Still not entirely sure what that shield does for me. I'm assuming it reduces damage, I just don't know by how much. No, I don't want to deal with the Thanager at this floor. Go ahead and go to the vault. I need some weapons. Okay. Wrong buttons. All the wrong buttons. This is why doing it this early in the day was a questionable choice on my part. And again, I'll get back into the rhythm just fine. Oh, good. One of the things I just bought. Ah, that's how that works. Okay. Just a big old goopy grabby claw. Wait, no, I want to talk to that guy. What do you got for me? Yeah, that makes sense, because that's... Unless it's changed a lot, that should be pretty consistent. Yeah, sure, every time I get hit, I get +1 max HP. Why not? That doesn't seem like it's gonna be utterly useless and backfire immediately or anything. don't think I've got enough to make it worth going to the shop. We'll go to the equipment storage and hopefully replace this fire arrow I've got. 'Cause I don't care for fire arrow. Timing. Pretty much, yeah. I mean, take that over fire arrow right now, I guess. They all spawned at an awkward angle. Really thought I was gonna go through the floor on that one. Didn't work out in my favor. Everything's fine. We've got an anima to heal some of that. Really would have rather not have to burn that immediately, but, you know, such is life right now. Yeah, at that point, that's beyond what I remember of the game, so I can't really speak to the meta or anything. Sure, I'll replace the hammer with Shockwave. Shockwave's just a good general hit a thing in an awkward angle move. Honestly, even when I was actively playing Path of Exile, I don't think I paid any attention to what people were like, this is good, this isn't, at all. I just didn't care. To know somebody knows their place around here. Okay. Unfortunately, all this costs more than I've got. But we can transform weapons into other things. But we don't have any prismium, so I can't do that right now. Twin blades. Okay. That's at least interesting. I never actually went into the control room when I was testing this out, so this is all new to me. We'll go ahead and start spending towards upgrading the scythe, though, since that's a universal upgrade. Ah, okay, he's the transform menu, whereas the other guy's the upgrade menu. That's the thing. Even when people say something got nerfed into the ground to the point where it's useless and all that, it can still be fun to play with it. I don't really want to be getting into a boss fight right now, but I'm gonna have to. Alright, Brad. Bring it on. Open up with a Fury attack. Alright, big guy. Cool it. Hey, hey, hey. No throwing rocks at your boss. Okay. keep on doing this, huh? Okay. Ah, my head. You cannot gargoyle elbow drop me. No. Hate. Just me. Nah. I have nothing that really does any serious damage, so this is gonna take a lot longer than it needs to get done. I don't quite have enough. I thought I had enough for a Fury. Oop. The only hit point that matters is the last one, and I'm about to lose it to a rock to the face. That's how that move works. Okay, not really the best. Yep, now he starts spawning rocks from the ground. Yep, and I dodged at the wrong time. So close to that working out, even though I was in a real bad spot for it. Traps were a lot of fun, at least initially. You work too hard. I don't have enough to afford anything right now. Nope. Not in the slightest. Can't buy food either. I mean, it's always possible to end up accidentally in the meta, because if you don't know, you don't know. I feel that deep in my soul. Oh yes, drop me a cup of coffee before I've even taken a hit. Yep, great, thanks game. RNG is on my side today, I see. Just take the straight up one defense. Yes, he will sass you no matter what option you pick. You could pick the best thing in the damn game and he'll still sass you about it. Because that's just his character. Mr. Osha. And yes, he's probably intended to sound exactly like what you think he sounds like. Well, yeah, that's how meta builds get made, is people actually trying something. If nobody ever tested the waters on anything, the meta would never change. Which, even when people test things out, the meta never changes in some games. Look at it this way, at least you have had the pleasure of being a pioneer in something. Yeah. I mean, that's what games, especially action RPGs like that, are kind of built on. You gotta keep trying out builds, otherwise you're gonna run out of things to do real fast. Quit giving me fire arrow, you know I don't like it, game. Oh wait, right, that's exactly why you give me fire arrow. Right. No, makes sense. It's not even that fire arrow is bad, I just don't like it. It's a very underwhelming attack. Doesn't mean I won't use it, just means I'll be replacing it when I get a chance to. Doubt it's that hard to make a loop. But at the same time, I don't know how interesting that would actually be. 'Cause I'm assuming you mean in terms of getting the cooldown reduction to the point where you can just literally just keep casting forever. What do you got for me today? Animaline and Kazakune. Yeah, I'll buy the healing orb. I'm gonna need it later anyway. And I don't have anything to re-roll the shop with. No. I'm still not confident enough to take on the Thanager and expect to be able to beat the boss. His Thanagers are mini-bosses. Thankfully, they're generally optional. I did have a run where, on the floor he was on, he was the only room, so I had to fight him. And fighting him's not bad. I just don't want to put too many eggs in one basket. I misjudged my range. Okay. I hate these rooms full of fucking shooters. They just are such a pain to deal with in any kind of quick way. So I end up losing 90% of my health just due to impatience. And it's boss time again. Didn't even find another weapon, so this is gonna either take forever or we're just going to die. Well, yeah, and any kind of assassin, unless you've gone specifically out of your way to make it durable through some nonsense, is gonna be squishy. That's just how that design is. keep forgetting 90% of what I do has no iframes to it. So I can't just cheat equally swing attacks in. And then there's times like that where I just do something stupid. Yeah. Getting beyond the grave kills in any game is always good fun. Damn it! I didn't expect the second charge for some reason. I know he does it, and yet Brain was like, nah, he ain't gonna charge, he's gonna swing. As the charge is flying towards my face. Good job, Brain. So glad you're with me on this. Ugh. And the thing that makes it kind of upsetting that I'm dying here is Brad's not even that tough a fight. I'm currently working on that excessive time off, Jerry. Just give me all of the heals before I've even taken damage, game. Yep, thanks. Never gonna see any of those again. Game with a sense of humor. It's just mocking me. I know it's mocking me. God damn it. I just started charging when I first got in the room. Could have just cleared this whole lot immediately, but no. Had to have a brain fart. Those big boys together is a problem. One sec. Okay. I mean, I would assume you don't necessarily have to have those uniques for it to work. It just would be a lot better. Okay. And we'll take polish. Ooh. That's more my speed. That's how I'm supposed to be doing those rooms. When I don't drop the ball at the start of the fight. The vault will probably have another piece of equipment, but I can go get another curse from Osha. Let's go get another curse. I need all the buffs I can get. Money, always take those. Okay, you know what? Ah, okay. Didn't realize there wasn't a skill gem for that, but I also never looked for it, so that would make sense. Oh, and why must you start popping up everything? What was that? That might actually be important. Hang on. Did I just see? Oh, okay. Deal light bonus damage to my attacker. Go ahead and take the imminent burnout. Yeah, you do need some kind of protection against chaos damage if you're gonna be relying on nothing but energy shield. Okay, cleared the worst of that run. I'll take that. That means I'm not just gonna sit here and get tilted while I'm trying to deal with problems. Really do with another anima, though, game. Come on, heal me again, please. I'm not that badly hurt, but I would still like to be healed. Yeah. Which, if you're aiming primarily for casting, you don't really need life that badly. Outside of situations like that. Okay, it looks like the upgrade is just for the run. Ooh. Okay. Well, we'll put these in here in case we find another one of those anyway. Getting lots of damage for our scythe means we might actually be able to kill Brad sometime this century. And hopefully not end up just getting bodied by virtue of my own impatience. Do like the interactions between Death and Brad over here. This fight's off to a really bad start. Why is he doing the double charge immediately this time? I really thought that was a low health move he had, not just a, oh, I'm going to just do this when I feel like it move. Dodge lanes? Why are you the worst thing for me right now? Damn it! I really thought I timed that right, but nope. Apparently, I got just that little bit too close. Of course I beat him when I'm doing a test play, and then never actually goddamn win this fight ever again. Is there still an exclamation point here? Hello? What is your problem, small people? Hello? Whatever, moving on. Pretty sure still can't afford anything. Need minimum 100. As long as I don't waste this anima, we should be in good shape. Just money. That's not what I was hoping for. And yeah, I can definitely tell that those upgrades did not stay because my sight's back down to doing 10. Okay, I could get bleed on every hit. That could be useful. Yeah. Compared to the other options, this is a good choice. You'll notice I am killing things a fair bit quicker now that we have the bleed. Even if it doesn't actually get to stack up or come into effect that much, the extra immediate damage is very helpful. More money. I still keep thinking that there's gonna be secret passages around, and there just isn't. The game's setting me up, isn't it? It's given me 2 animas, and somehow I'm going to manage to waste them. I can just feel it in my bones that this is gonna happen. Not a single prismium. Well, let's go see OSHA. That is kind of a sickening number, honestly. Yeah, I'm definitely taking that. If for nothing else, but for the scythe doing 5 more damage. That's gonna make things actually die. Go to the solar redeposit. I'm trying to get as much money this time as possible to hopefully either buy some useful stuff or actually get some upgrades. God, do I need them, apparently. Not that it'll last after death anyway, so I guess it doesn't necessarily matter. Oh great, now I've got 2 prismiums that I'm going to lose, almost certainly. Probably, yeah. Since I'm assuming that will all scale with how good the equipment you've got it in is. Damn it, fire arrow. Okay, good, we got a control room. I can spend all this stuff before I lose it. Okay, apparently only the scythe transforms. But we may as well just transform the scythe into the disc scythe at the very least. Longer combo, multiple hits per attack. I don't know what death and dismemberment means. But I don't anticipate to be able to hold on to the Prismium, so we're going to go ahead and transform it into the Twinsy. And then upgrade it from there. There we go. Now we're on to something here. Now we're on to something. 40 damage instead of 15. Hopefully the change to the combo isn't going to be something that gets me killed. I should probably test it out here. Okay, that is a bit slower. So that's worth keeping in mind, that it is a bit slower. That would make sense, yeah. So anything that gives you even more health should make that get really high up there. Oh, that gave me a different move, too. Well, that's unfortunate. I am definitely doing a lot more damage to Brad now, though. His health bar moves an actual appreciable amount when I hit him. Oh yeah, I actually managed to stun him, too. There we go. Now I can finally show what happens when he loses. Now he's back to doing his job. That's really tempting. But healing less is probably gonna be the death of me. It also dead ends out. Yeah. No, if it hurts you too, you definitely need to get as much in the way of self-heal and such as possible too, then. So you have some stability rather than just destroying yourself. There you go. 50% extra damage. Yeah. Welcome to the pollution department, where everything just kinda sucks. I've been here once, and it was not great. But now here we are again. Much more powerful this time. But wow, things in here really hurt. Got a vampirism upgrade, I believe. Time to put it to use, except we have too many injuries that the anime didn't fix. So this vampirism's useless. Great. More max mana. There's an exit. I don't think I want to leave yet. I feel like I missed something back the other way, because I thought this was going to be extra area over on the left here. No, maybe I didn't miss anything. No, I guess it just looped back that way. Okay. Fair enough. I just by reflex went the right way, apparently. There we go, the pull sword. I like the pull sword. It's got some good reach. Prismium? Considering this goes further to the right, I would assume I want to go up here for extra stuff then. Oh, there we go, the Dirty Dagger. I haven't had this one yet because I only bought it recently. Ooh, it's a lot. Okay. Now we're starting to get somewhere. Feeling better now. Slima or a shop. How much money do I have? I have 58. I can afford the shop. And we're in bad shape to take on a boss, so we're just gonna go ahead and bypass that with the shop. A heal or fire arrow. Could also upgrade the shop. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the pure heal for 15, and then we're gonna upgrade the shop. In hopes that another one shows up. What do you know? Another one actually showed up. It's always good when a plan actually works out. There's no point in going to the control room because I just spent everything I own. Which is unfortunate, but you know. Alright, Eyes. Enjoy your food. Ooh, the Dagust. Yeah. I'll keep the Dirty Dagger for now. I'm certainly not giving up the pole sword. go, increase my max HP. Much needed health. And prism in case I take any damage. Kind of good with what I've got, so we'll go ahead and see Kyosha again. Ooh. I could have permanent access to lifesteal. Yeah, we're taking Soul Sucker. Doesn't mean we have to get hit for the trigger, but getting hit's an inevitability, so... Rush, Kunai... No. Useless weapon for me. Go for the Boomas. Oh, and we get an anima. Excellent. Yeah, actually, I want my lifesteal to last longer, so we'll go ahead and take overtime. Time to go fight G. Grimes. I have no idea what his pattern is, because I've never gotten this far. This will prove to be interesting. Hey, big guy. Ah, can't dash through him. That's unfortunate. That said, stab. Grimes seems pretty easy for my build to deal with. Mostly just because he's very stationary. So I can just pile on the hits. Ow, till he starts doing that. He's still too big for me to dash through. I literally died only to the fact that my habit of dashing through enemies does not work on him. At all. Still, we got a great payout out of that one. At least compared to before. And I've learned a few tricks. Thanks. As you can see, more of the things we find show up in here. Including things we've seen but didn't take. let's see. I can afford to fit in Feral Fists and Whirl Dagger. Or I can get Poisoned Gift or Explosion, Boomerang Hex. I can get anything I want, more or less, aside from the things that are still 500. Which, that's the thing that confuses me. The Dagust still shows up in this shop, because I never bought it, and yet it shows up in the world anyway. That one's a bit weird. Got a lot more killing to do before I can unlock any of this food. And I'm pretty sure the food only is just what shows up in the fridge in the break room anyway. I mean, I gotta be me. I'm gonna buy Explosion. Even though I could make it cheaper by killing Slima twice. I'll grab Explosion and Whirl Dagger. I do appreciate just how quick this game gets right back in it, though. Not much waiting around. And I only have been doing those dialogues because I choose to. I could have skipped all of that. Game's got a lot of charm, so I'm letting it flow out as best I can. That's a helpful start. A little bit extra max HP, never hurt anybody. I don't want any of these. Go ahead and start with Deathlock. Just to see if I get anything interesting out of the green section. Since stacking a bunch of red led to a lot of very good aggressive bonuses, I'm hoping that the green one leads to some interesting bonuses of its own. Mana. Remember, always make sure to have your vitamins. Whether that be through food or through vitamins themselves. They're good for you. forgetting the big ghosts can punch through the floor. And again, the big ghosts are just a problem in general. I should probably just stop fighting them if I don't have to. Oh great, the crow room. If left unchecked, those crows can do an insane amount of damage to you. I have 62. Let's see what the shop has to offer. Because at the rate I'm going, I'm probably going to need anything I can get my hands on anyway. Why is it always fire arrow? Why is everything always fire arrow? It's Draco Meteor all over again. Oh, great. I went to the shop and now they're gonna force me to fight a mini-boss and waste all of that health I just got. Thanks, game. Glad you're so on my side on this one. Thankfully, Hung is not so bad. He's got a couple really nasty moves, but he's not the worst thing to fight. He does hit really hard if you do let him hit you, though. As shown there, where I couldn't get away from that, so he just pounded my head in. But that's Hung dealt with. What's the penalty that is attached to that, though? Oop. Didn't mean to back out entirely. Okay, it won't tell me what the penalty is. It just warns me, hey, there's a penalty. Reroll. Okay. My spells just straight up do more damage now, but it's still associated with a penalty. Well, fuck it. What's the penalty? Ah, I get to pick. Ghosts breathe more fire, or books shoot more. Yeah, sure. Ghosts make bigger fire. This is gonna end badly. Thankfully, ghosts are just those regular walking guys that I tend to kill before they have a chance to do anything. So, that shouldn't be the biggest problem. Still, you know, less than ideal, but that's this situation in a nutshell. Less than ideal. What do you got to say this time, Brad? I can get behind this logic. Damn it. Oh, okay. I figured out the tell for that stupid double charge, finally. Now that I'm actually paying attention when he does that. He'll always go to a corner when he's gonna do the double charge, whereas with his regular charge, he won't always go to a corner. That was a gamble. If he got the attack through, I was gonna lose that. Always annoying to have somebody who thinks they're in charge of more people than they are. Go do your job, Brad. It's your whole purpose in life. Or in this case, unlife. Yeah, we're gonna just keep making spells stronger. Though I don't actually have a spell right now, so that's probably not my wisest course. But man, when I get a spell, they better watch out. Because I don't think the pull sword counts as a spell. I'm pretty sure that's a cloak attack. I can probably check, actually. Yeah, it doesn't consume mana, so it's not a spell. What's up? That's a common problem. Okay, that at least put me back to my current injured health. Right. That's the funny thing, Jerry. You don't go on vacation. Huh. Fun fact, don't do that. Never do that. I mean, it kind of does. Did you not see how much paperwork I went through at the beginning of the game? My office exploded. Fuck you. Okay, every time I get hit, deal 1 more or damage permanently. But it's associated with a penalty again. The magic side is just so full of damn penalties. I'm just gonna take the max health. Hell with you, game. Yeah, everything will be fine. I'll just chop the curses out of you and take them all. I think these things are so readily stunnable, or otherwise this would get really bad really fast, because I do, like, no damage. That did not go according to plan. Especially when they just punch right through stun like that. Just die, you little bastards. Oh, I got a lot of money. I just need to actually get to somewhere to spend it. Preferably before my inevitable demise. Okay, there's an exit. There was a whole other path I didn't go on, so let's make sure there's not something of value over there. I'm really feeling lacking in the weapons department right now. Excellent. There we go. Something that uses mana. Big old goop claw. Raise a hoopla. Hit them with a goop claw. Oh, and there's a shop. Excellent. This might get us out of the health hole. And before there's no healing items in this shop. Okay, good. There's actually a significant heal in here. We're almost back to full. It does have the World Dagger as well. Which applies poison. Could swap the Pull Sword for it. I don't want to give up the only spell I've gotten after I stacked a bunch of spell damage bonuses. Nah, I'm not gonna risk the World Dagger. I don't know how it works. I will, in exchange, risk fighting this floor's Thanager, because I don't know what this one is yet. Even though this will probably be a terrible choice. Didn't I select the Thanager floor? Why are there enemies here? Do I have to fight my way to it? That's annoying. Oh, it did pay off. I did get an anima, which will be very useful in this fight. So I guess trade-offs and all that. I'm gonna assume Slima is some manner of mother of all slimes or something. Or that. Ah, you explode onto the walls. I see. You are a radiation spider. Right. Oh, and those leak down the walls slowly. Okay, that's upsetting. I dislike everything you are. Here, let's give you a taste of this. There we go. Solved that. Fury attacks are great. Everything but the red section is just full of penalties. What the hell? I went like halfway up the red tree without getting a penalty, and then I go up like 2 feet on the other sides and get penalties out the wazoo. But I'm gonna take this get healed every time I open in a box. Yeah, sure, crows can be fast. Why not? I'm gonna regret that. But I don't want spooksmen to be stronger, because they will destroy me. Because spooksmen are the big guys that I keep getting punched by all the time. I do have enough for the control room to actually give me an upgrade, so we'll go to the control room. Ooh, that gives all weapons chance of critical. Ooh. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It is a little sad that the scythe's the only thing that transforms. I would like these to transform too, that'd be cool. So that might happen when they're done with early access. This might just be the first steps of that. That'll turn my 5% all-weapon critical to 8%. I don't think that's that worth it. Since I'm focusing on magic damage, I'm gonna upgrade the Dark Talons to be stronger. Because they also will give me extra max mana. That seems like a better idea. I'm gonna hang on to my money. I don't know if that's completely the right choice, but I feel like that might be the right choice. nice. I also got an anima for my troubles. Pretty much, and welcome back, guys. You get a real Rayman vibe from this area, as far as the enemy design goes. I think it's mostly just the bulging eyes and weird blobby enemies. No. I like the idea of those throwing knives, but they just have zero impact. So they just feel real weird. There's the exit. That's what I was hoping to find. At least the fact that I found another cairn. I don't want fire arrow game, no matter how many times you... Actually... That fire arrow does a lot of damage. That's probably something I actually want, even though I don't care for fire arrow. Just because I'm actually designed for magic damage. But then I'd give up the critical bonus. Yeah, no, it's probably the right choice. I hate it. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, but it's the right choice. Of course, we're gonna be really relying on my capacity to just power through Grimes here, otherwise we're just gonna lose. 'Cause my health is, bad right now. Burn for your sins! That was the wrong Fury move to use, apparently. Wrong way. Put it with the grabby hands. Grabby hands is my bit. Okay, Fire Arrow's getting a little better now that I'm remembering it doesn't go on cooldown when you use it. It goes until you run out of mana. Fist. Ah, God. Shotgun goop. Damn it! There was too many coming down. I couldn't keep tracking all of that and working on killing them. I should have just focused on not dying. Oh well. For how sloppy that was getting, I'm still happy with how far we got with that. And that does turn me around on Fire Arrow a little bit, and it also... It was close, yeah. A few more good hits and it would have worked out. I just got a little too bloodthirsty for my own good. But I do feel a little better about Fire Arrow now that I'm remembering how things work a bit better. Which means we're never gonna see Fire Arrow again. Go ahead and buy the Feral Fists. Nah, it's all good. Let him have his fun. He'll be shown on reality soon enough. Considering I can't see you behind the plant, like, at all, I'm gonna say you haven't gained any weight at all. I will say, those penalties didn't really seem to amount to anything worth worrying about. Also looking like killing every enemy is probably not worth my time. I'm wasting more health than I'm gaining anything fighting everything. Because most things aren't dropping anything. So that would probably help me clean up the run by just not dealing with a lot of them. Vampirism. Can't help at all. Oh, great. 2 stacks of temporary vampirism when I'm still at full health. Yep, thanks, game. Appreciate it. Okay, Osha, what do you got for me? Retaliate Thorns. Well, a lot of games also give you money when you're killing enemies, so the habit developed that if you want maximum money, you kill everything. It definitely seems like that doesn't pay off in this case. I wasn't really tracking the money I was gaining, so I didn't notice until recently that I wasn't getting paid for the kills, since the ghosts that come out of them look very similar to the currency. But I was noticing I was getting way too little money for how much I was killing, so it's like, okay, there's no way that that's how that works. So aside from the random drops of money that they can have where they give you 20, doesn't seem like they actually pay. Yeah. Ordinarily, I wouldn't care too much about cleaning up my runs through a game, but this is kicking me around enough that I feel I need to in order to make progress. We're failing our way forward, or decently, but I would rather actually make real forward progress so we can see what the next area looks like. We keep getting close to dealing with Grimes and not making it. So if I can just make it there with an anima, I probably can win that. Of course, part of my whole thing with killing everything is the combat's really satisfying. Which is good, but ends up leading to a lot of unnecessary fighting. shockwave, okay. I need a chance to be siphoned in so I don't throw it all over the place. In a way, the enemies do pay out, because, you know, you get those temporary buffs from killing them sometimes. But when you get a whole string of them that don't give you anything, it gets a little sad. Oh yeah, no, in most of the Souls games, after a while, you just start to sprint past entire zones, because there's no point in fighting all that crap anymore. It's how I've been treating a large portion of Elden Ring. It's just like, you know what? I could fight all of you, but that would be a huge waste of my time and energy. Goodbye. Running away now. Especially at the, like, 10th or 11th time you're going back to the same boss again. It's like, I could clear my way there, but these souls are just going to fall on the ground again. Apathy has set in. Good day, sir. Oh, absolutely. You can get a ridiculous amount built up just by letting that dragon keep burning everything on that bridge for you. It's not the most interesting way to farm it, but it definitely works. Get rid of Shockwave, because I never use Shockwave in a way that works out in my favor. So I'm just gonna get rid of it. Why is everything choosing now to itch and be weird? Yeah. That's the whole thing. You're guaranteed safe getting all those souls, considering you never actually make contact with the enemy doing it that way. He did, Brad. You're just not smart enough to understand a single word he said. That was greedy, and I know it. I was curious to see if I was actually going to manage to stack up enough to stagger him out of his moves. Ooh, okay. There isn't actually room behind him there. Noted. I wanted to try. Ah, those stick to walls and sit there. Okay. That was not the direction I meant to dodge. Since I never really used any of Havel's gear, I just kind of gave up on dealing with Havel any other time I've played the game. That's fair. It is a good ring. Yeah. Right. Honestly, you don't want to be super overloaded even as a strength character, because there are times where you're going to want to roll no matter how good your shield's setup and all that is. So you don't want to have the worst rolling, if you can help it. That bird got stuck on that ledge and apparently was still in an attack animation. Interesting. Yeah, depending on the armor you're wearing, you're probably stuck one way or the other on that. So I'm assuming you're also using a great sword or similar great weapon. Which is going to contribute to a large portion of your weight in and of itself. Damn uppercut they do is such a problem. Yeah, that Claymore is good. The Zweihander you can get right at the beginning of the game, more or less, is also really good. Well, yeah, if you can get a Black Knight sword, you're in a much better place. Let's be real, RNG is very rarely friendly enough to supply such nice things. Of course, I went and killed them right after vampirism wore off. Go me. I can get away with fighting Hung because I got 3 animas. gonna try going primarily blue this time. Since we've tried mainly green, we've tried mainly red, now it's time for mostly blue. Did I pick the wrong floor? I feel like I picked the wrong floor. Oh, there he is. The inconsistency with dashing through some of these boss enemies is a real aggravation. Yeah. Yeah, the requirements on the Black Knight sword are a little bit awkward, but that sword's worth it. Well, I should say, worth it if you're actually going for a build that can never actually use it. Nah, we're not gonna upgrade the store this time. I could have upgraded it to try to get another heal, but we've got 2 more animas. We don't need a 3rd heal. Or if we do, I'll have managed to drop the ball in this fight so hard that I should probably just quit while I'm ahead. Yeah. Even if you're not planning to dedicate all in on strength, it's still pretty worth it. As long as it doesn't take you too far out of your way, stat-wise. Oh, right. Animas don't always heal injuries. We gained nothing from those animas. Great. Great. Things are going real great. I'm gonna manage to lose this fight after having all of that healing at my disposal, because all of that healing did nothing. Poison might help a lot, though. Yeah. No, it absolutely works better for strength, but it can be a good crutch weapon for a dex character if they're not necessarily going all in on dex. Ooh, every time I kill an enemy, it launches a homing missile. That's really tempting, since I don't really have a burn ability. I said I was gonna go with nothing but blue, so we're gonna go with nothing but blue whether it's a good idea or not. I know, it is an odd choice. You've got that one right, Osha. Okay. Rogue's a bit of an odd choice if you're going for strength, but I assume it's because you want the key. Actually, no. You need... No, because you can take the master key as, an item. Also, just pay no mind to the fact that... Never mind. I was gonna say, pay no mind to the fact that I'm down to 1 health. Everything is fine, but, everything was not fine. This just in. Everything was, in fact, not fine. Having that little bit of pyromancy at the beginning definitely is helpful. Aha. Ah, right. Okay. That makes sense. This way you can take a different gift. Though I can't remember too many of the other gifts really being that worthwhile. Which, while we're on this topic, is a good time to mention this. I'm probably going to stream some more Elden Ring in the morning tomorrow, around the same time I started today. Possibly a little bit later than today, considering the energy issue I've been having all day today. That is true. Not that there's that much reason to do that, aside from to get the hammer. Which, unless you're going a strength build, you're never going to see a chance of using that hammer. Nobody has any respect for Brad, and that is understandable. I think in all of our times working any job, I think we all know a Brad. I think we've all met a Brad in our life, and we regret it. Just a living, breathing comedy of errors. Yeah. No, you absolutely can. The thing is, you'd have to put a fair bit into strength before it would actually be particularly practical to use. Ends up being the thing. So if you're not using any strength at all, it's a useless item. You know, aside from as a trophy. Doesn't it have, like, a... something on the order of, like, a 30 strength requirement or something like that? Or is it 20? Genuinely don't remember, because it's been a while since I played Dark Souls 1. Yeah, that's what I mean as far as having it as a trophy goes. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm the type to collect every weapon I can get my hands on, which is why I end up with an inventory full of useless garbage. Just because they're all unique weapons, so I hold on to them for all eternity. And I have to scroll through all of them before I get to something I can use. Yeah, I can imagine. Considering we seem to think similarly on a bunch of things, I would not be surprised if that was true for both of us. Through those weaklings. Okay. The whirling daggers are not a thrown weapon. They're another, or one similar to the Daggest. Okay. It's a stabby knife. Yeah. I have definitely tried to finagle my way into using a lot of random nonsense I've found. Sometimes it backfires, sometimes it doesn't. But it's always worth it to try. I honestly think a dex build is needlessly difficult at first, in at least the first Dark Souls. Sorcery is not bad. Sorcery is never really a problem. Yeah. Now that's understandable. Which, once you get a decent dex weapon in your hands, you'll hit really hard with that too. It's just a matter of availability, to a degree, early on. The dagger is all well and good, but the reach on it's non-existent. So unless you get really comfortable with thrusting weapons, you don't have much availability early on. Which, you know, as far as thrusting weapons go, good luck. I want to like them, but they end up just being such a nightmare to keep on track. Because the moment your target lock fails you, you basically are in a crapshoot situation. unless they've made it significantly better in the remaster of Dark Souls 1, the lock-on was a bit funky. Why must you tempt me with new weapons, game? Oh, absolutely. It's decent armor. You're still by far better off not getting hit in the first place as a dex build, because you generally be at the weight it level to be light rolling away from most of your problems anyway. But it is at least enough that you aren't just paper. Unlike a caster who's gonna be paper for all eternity unless you sub in some real endurance or something. Red, I don't think that's how that works. Pretty sure you can't just ask for that much personal time off in one go. Yeah, it's a good design. Which I might make the playing through the regular Souls games like a sub-goal or something, because I do not enjoy them as much as I did initially anymore. They're very much a one and done, but I could do it again. And live. But not necessarily as a priority choice for me. Forgetting none of these attacks have iframes. Even though they look like they might, they don't. It's all a lie. Parts of it are. That's the thing. Parts of them are fine. They're not that bad. They're actually relaxing. You're right about that. But then you almost always find a sequence not far after that that is just agony, depending on the build you're on. And that's just like almost universally true for the Souls-like genre as a whole. Unless you've gotten particularly good at that genre. Which I've not dedicated the time to get that good. I ain't bad, but I ain't good enough that I can just roll through the whole way. I think a big part of what makes them kind of relaxing, though, is that there's no pressing objectives or anything. It's just like, hey, go do whatever you want. You'll find a lot of places you can't get to till you do a thing, but yeah, just go do stuff. You're fine, just go do it. That's pretty much the attitude of those games. Just, you'll get there. That's fair. Aside from, like I said, those people who have dedicated to just that, and at the very least that genre, no one can get through a Dark Souls game without dying. And even the people who have dedicated to those games will die now and then. That's just how that is. Sometimes things just don't work out in your favor, no matter how much you've committed it to memory and all of that. Mistakes get made. And that's fine. in that way, it's very similar to games like this, where death is just an accepted part of the genre. You will die, and that's fine. What ends up being the aggravation is the way death happens sometimes. You know, it all ends up being a matter of the circumstances, is at that point. And whether they are deemed fair or not. Which, you know, that's going to be in the eye of the beholder, and it's generally not going to be as accurate as we might like to tell ourselves. A lot of things any of us call out as unfair are actually not, in fact, as unfair as we say. That's just frustration speaking, more often than not. Oh, absolutely. I'm pretty sure if there was a universal death count, Gravity would have the highest rating in in any Souls-like at all, just across the board. Be it Curiosity or Oops, I Fell Off, there is an innumerable amount of deaths to Gravity. And to use a current example again, just look at any cliff in Elden Ring. You will find at least 10 to 12 bloodstains clustered around that ledge. Either from people who looked over the edge and slipped, or people who read a message saying, try jumping. And they go for it. That didn't work out. And the people who tested the jump in the first place then wrote, try jumping. Get a fourth charge of my Whirl Daggers. I have no Prismarine, so I can't upgrade that. We'll try making the daggers better, because the daggers have been helping. It's unfortunate that I can't make my scythe better, but 2 damage versus 10 is a hard argument to make. Lead can get more charges. I still don't really have a burn. We're almost to... If we take one of those upgrades, we'll be at the top of the blue section, though. I don't know which one of these is the one that actually leads to the top of the blue section, though. I would assume they're in order, but that can't possibly be true. Yeah. It's easy to lose where something is in those games, even if you know where it is, technically. There's just so much area to cover, and a lot of it looks kinda similar. Okay, I am going to sidestep into green to get this invulnerability, since we're basically done with blue. Alright. Always good to make sure to clean up after yourself. Revelation bow. Okay. Okay. I'm into it. Takes a second to fire, but that's okay. Does a lot of damage. Thank you for the free money. What's in here? Why must you haunt me, fire arrow? shouldn't have went for the shot there. That was a terrible idea. Nothing up there? Nothing up there. We don't really have enough to get a lot out of a shop, but we might be able to afford a heal, so I'm willing to go in there and cross my fingers. Okay, that helps. In hindsight, I should have used the anima first, so I was guaranteed to heal more of the injuries. Well, so be it. Too late. We'll just have to make do. They survive just that little bit more damage than I think they're going to every time. I really should just hedge bets and get out of their way. Oh, the boomerang. Sure, I'll replace the bow with that. The boomerang will do less damage, but I'm curious enough to try it. Yep, I like the boomerang. It just sits on things and chews them apart. Could have gone better, but it could have gone a lot worse. I don't want the hammer. The hammer's a death trap at this point. It's my anima, even though it doesn't help much. It's gonna keep me from dying quite as quickly. Considering we're going up against Grimes with no health and questionable weapons, this is probably not gonna be a win, but we'll do what we can. Hey, slime boy. Okay, yeah, maybe that was a little uncalled for. Ha! About right. Ooh. That's a pretty good fury. Him and get out of the way. Keep poisoning him. Boomerangs are actually fantastic against him. They're very set it and forget it. Nope, dodged that wrong. I do really like this song. Yep. Really thought I hadn't made it far enough on that one. Oh, my mini boomerangs. Really? Now he goes for wider attacks, and I jumped too soon. I thought he was going to do another single. He went for the whole room. If I didn't have to work today, I wouldn't be constantly checking the time like I have been. But it's kind of important that I don't miss my job. Even though I hate it. It's kind of important to be responsible. What can I afford? I can afford Poisoned Gift. I can afford the Rapier. That's about it. Still can't afford any food changes. Go ahead and get the repair here. Well, yeah, money is cash. You've been drinking too much coffee, Joe. You're just way out of control. Taking your money and leaving. Goodbye. See, I can totally learn a lesson sometimes. I may not learn that lesson well, but sometimes I learn. Didn't quite line that up as well as I wanted to, but I'll take the results I got. Not like I have a choice but to take them anyway, but shush, not an important part of that question. Okay, more max mana. All well and good for the spells I don't have. Okay, now we'll actually start mixing these instead of just going crazy on one of them. Nah, without any other weapons, I'm not fighting Hung. I could do it, but I don't want to. It's just not worth it to me. Entirely too much effort. Just gonna get rid of that. I really should actually use my Fury moves more in regular combat, considering it charges pretty quickly. This way I'm not risking trying to basic attack everything to death. My resources aren't that scarce. Bonus health. The health boosts from the blue tree definitely were helping a lot. Okay, see, that one was worth a bunch of money. For some reason. Getting lots of spells. Might want to go for spell damage. As soon as I start going for spell damage, I'm going to find a ridiculous weapon somewhere. paths don't connect, so there's probably something down here. Max mana increase. Always worth it. Especially if I'm actually going to be going for spells. I did not want to pull him closer. Now... I'm sure there's some kind of crazy hidden potential to those knives, but I've yet to figure out a good use for them. I'm sure there's something to it, considering how quick and easy they are to pile them on an enemy. You probably need to, like, get at bleed or poison for them, so they start actually doing more. They might get that when they upgrade, I'm not sure. Not stuck with them long enough. I mean, wouldn't it be you wasting your time watching him waste time? And again, you're the boss. I guess you can get away with wasting as much time as you want. Now that I'm weaving the spells in a lot more, because I remember that they aren't cooldown based, my damage output has definitely gone up a lot. Slightly out of range. There we go. Managed to knock him out of that move. That's what that spell's for. It's a great stunning move. And that's Brad dealt with again. Take the defense. You are way too much of my fan, Pumpkin Girl. You are concerning. can get another defense bonus immediately, so why not? Starting to see what some people were talking about with how some of the spells are hard to aim, though. For some reason, it doesn't track how quickly I turn around sometimes. At least not with the Dark Claw spell. Everything else seems to track reasonably well. That one's just a little bit delayed. Which is not a big issue, but it can cause problems, like we've been seeing with me throwing it the wrong way a lot. Got a lot of money, so let's hit the shop. Hopefully there'll be something worthwhile in there. Not gonna hold my breath for it, though. Not that I need to. Kind of undead already. Huh. Sure, we'll take both of these. Okay. Okay, that's got a pretty good area effect. It's a little delayed, but I can set traps with that, so that could actually be really good. If something's coming for me, I drop that, warp away, and let them deal with it. Not to mention, I'm betting the Fury move for it's probably really strong. I don't need to deal with you clowns. What am I doing? That helps in these crowded rooms immensely. There we go, back in better shape. Want the hammer's too slow. Don't get me wrong, the hammer is powerful. The delay on using it is a death trap waiting to happen. Figured since I could just blow them up, it was worth grabbing the results, and we got an anima for it, so it was worth it. We're actually in really good shape right now. Let's go to the control room and see if we can make that an even better position for us. Preferably before I find a way to throw it away. Retaliate triggers the spell. Ooh. That's really tempting. The fact that all it does is change the cooldown is a bit disappointing. But I'm gonna go for it anyway. Because that retaliate trigger is probably gonna be massive against bosses. So it, you know, might actually trigger? Of course, we get a Prismium deposit after the control room. Let's hit up the equipment storage, though, in the hopes that we can find something to replace Fire Arrow with. So I don't think a base Fire Arrow is going to be good enough to help me against Grimes enough. We've been getting close. That doesn't mean it's ever going to be easy. Okay, that is how I thought that worked. It's not that it actually sets off the mine that's in play, it actually makes another one when you retaliate. So that's fantastic. Another anima. Should have used the ones I had before grabbing that, but I didn't realize I was still full. Nope, 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 nope. Kindly do not explode the me. I do not wish to explode. It is your job to explode, not mine. Do what you're being paid to do. Damn you! That could have gone a lot worse, but it could have gone a lot better. You know, I asked for something better than Fire Arrow, not something worse. Using up all my heals before we even get to Grimes. Just because they keep cramming corridors full of awful things. Alright, Grimes. Round 4. Might be 5. I've lost count. Well, that was simple and to the point. Okay, buddy. You will break me, make me humble. All of the timing is all wrong for this right now. It's a bit sad. Time bombs are working, though. I've just got to remember that he leaves after a couple of attacks, so I might actually land more of them. Or, you know, just start placing them where he's going rather than where he is. Or those just aren't going to do damage this time. Okay, sure. And dead. Yep. I like the idea of where that was going, but I don't think the setup we had was correct for that. Nor is it as useful against bosses as I was hoping it was going to be, because it was just not doing as much damage as I thought. Oh, you've got something. Okay. Not really sure why that dialogue existed, but sure. All I can afford is Poison Gift, and I'm not that interested in that, since literally all I have to do is beat the second boss a couple times and it'll get a lot cheaper. think after this run, we might be done for the day. This way I have time to throw a raid and actually stick around after it for a little while. So before I end off, I'm going to show the intro for this game, because it is very good. I meant to do it earlier, but I thought about it and it's like, when I start there's nobody here. So, best to wait till there was actually people to see it. Since I can't exactly just readily trigger the intro, I have to make a new file in order for it to play, as far as I could tell. So that'll end up being the send-off for this, after this run. Go ahead and take cloak damage. Of course, we gotta actually get a weapon to use with the cloak, but, you know. As a reminder, cloak damage is any abilities I use that aren't my scythe. So I think spells and cloak attacks are separated as well, so anything that doesn't consume mana is probably the separating concept there. Hey, I'm doing alright. Yeah, this came out 2 days ago? In early access? And how have you been, Namas? And I thought I saw your name in there when I was peeking at my chat logs to make sure I'm not missing people, but I wasn't going to worry over it much. That's what I'm doing when you will sometimes see me fiddle with the mouse a little bit. I like to keep track. Glad to hear it. You're welcome. This game's, I think, $15? They did a fantastic job with the art for this game. And when I show off the intro toward the end here, you'll see that they put a lot of charm in just about everything they were doing with this. It's got a few dark bits to it, but that's to be expected with what they're going for here. I did not mean that timing to work out that well, but we're about to see one of them right here. So this is played off well enough that it's not that bad. Basically, we are Death, CEO of Death Inc. Our employees, the Sorrows, have gotten out of hand. We're trying to get them back on task for their job, because we've been getting buried in paperwork because of their antics. So we're trying to turn that around. So basically, your typical try to clear through all of the bosses. And try not to die. These Thanagers, like this guy that I'm dealing with, are mini-bosses. They're not required. Usually this goes a lot smoother than this one has been. Dang it. Rest in paperwork. It is really good. Game? There it goes. First time I've had it delay on a black screen like that. That was different. Yeah, I will go back to the main menu now so we can see the intro for the game. And all of this will make a little bit more sense. Also true. Seems like once a day we get one of these. Perish. And there's our secretary. Buried in paperwork. Remember, when you want something done right, sometimes you've got to do it yourself. And that includes putting in your shop back in line when your employees get out of hand. Yeah, and that is, of course, where the beginning of the problems here came from. All souls were supposed to be checked on their way to death, but they've just decided to throw open the doors and just let everybody in. as well as just generally abusing the mortal world. I'm gonna pop back to my main file just to show off one more thing before we stop. Because it's another thing that's indicative of the amount of character in here. There's an employee handbook. It, of course, contains your typical tutorial, some information I still haven't encountered yet, either. But, more importantly, it's got all of your enemy data, which for some reason was glitching out. Like, you've got your basic goon employees, the ghosts, the books, pyro ghosts, big old spooksmen, which were such a problem, all of your various pollution monsters. Then you've got Brad, which was the only Sorrow we've successfully killed. Will Hung, the only Thanager we've killed. Actually, no, we did deal with Slima as well. All of which we saw in the intro. They really have the corporate culture down as a joke in here. Yeah, no, there's a ridiculous amount of content and character put into this for the fact that it's a $15 game. You start only with the regular scythe, but it can transform into 5 different forms if you can and manage to bring the right currency in at the right time. Tons of weapons to have as your 2 secondary abilities. You tend to have to purchase them with the gold ingots you saw me getting in order to unlock them being available, though some seem to just appear anyway, and I'm not entirely sure what that deal is. The only kind of sad thing is, as you can see by the place list here, there's only 3 more places that are question marks, which means there's not that much further left to go. But each floor has like 5 to 6, it looked like, areas, so it's still not that bad a run length. And then, of course, there's the 3 curse skill trees and all of that. 3 levels of upgrade for every weapon, including 3 upgrades for each transformation of the scythe. So you've got a ton to work with. So there's going to be a lot of longevity to that game. As long as you can actually make something of the difficulty. It's pretty rough. I'm getting a handle on it, but I'm going to have a ways to go before I really get there. Presumably it can. I have not seen it spawn with poison, but it probably would be an upgrade for it. I haven't seen the upgrades for a lot of the weapons, and they tend to gain something like poison or burn or anything, or in some cases critical chance when you upgrade them. So it probably is an option for that. Let's see who's live right now. In theory, yeah. It's always possible. Whether it'll actually play out or not ends up being slightly shakier. No, that'll probably be spoilers for people, and I don't know if people want that spoiled. You have a non-affiliate in there, though. What is he doing right now? Okay. They should be fine. This is just one of those times where I just look at this list and go, where do I want to go with this? Who do I want to send people to? I'm spoiled for choice right now. There's nothing, like, super jumping out at me right now. Spoilers or no spoilers, I'm gonna send everybody over there. I haven't had the pleasure of rating this one. As soon as I find the right buttons. I'm totally good at this, I promise. They're a bit light on people right now, so we'll go ahead and send everybody over there. Have a good one, everybody, and thank you for being here. Be sure to be kind to them.